Hello everyone, I hope you are having good time. So today I'm going to present my journey, how I've come to France from India and how I have become quality advisor from software tester. So let's start. To introduce myself, I am Nishant Sachdeva. I am working as a quality advisor in ManoMano. You must be thinking, what is quality advisor? So quality advisor is a person who coaches the feature teams to take the responsibility of the quality. So he or she try to give his quality mindset to the developers, to other team members. My responsibility is to implement built-in quality culture into the feature teams. I also help feature teams to think about the quality from the initial phase. As you know, in normal, the developers think about the quality after the development, so it is always good to think about the quality before starting the development. So I have 8 years of experience in quality. I worked as a junior software engineer, I worked as a software engineer, then senior software engineer, lead QA in some projects, and now I'm working as a quality advisor. I have worked in end-to-end test, API test, contract testing, schema thesis, BDD, and many more. So this is about my current profile. This is what I am doing right now. But let me take you some years back. I was born and raised in India, in New Delhi. I did my bachelor's and master's, which is bachelor's of computer application, master's of computer application from India, same from New Delhi. I worked for 5 years in India, and I've worked in multiple domains: airline, insurance, telecom, entertainment domain. The most fascinating project I have worked is testing the slot machine that you see in casinos. It was a project of Caesar's Palace, which is in Las Vegas. It was a really amazing journey for me. I worked in the different automation tools like Selenium, SOAP UI, Postman, which automates the API integration. Then, while I was working in India, I knew learning mindset is very important, because every day the technology is changing. So you have to adapt, you have to upgrade yourself depending upon the technology. And while I was working there, I somehow developed the resilience attitude, because I was working in different projects. To achieve the goals of different projects, you have to apply multiple methods. But in some methods you will fail. But if you think in the future, you will always learn from your failures and you will always remember them. While I was studying in my college, I knew that you have to be very ambitious, you have to be very competitive. As you know, the population of India, for one position you will have 100 or 200% going for the interviews. So you have to be very competitive, you have to be very smart, you have to show your skills so that you are the only one who gets selected. You have to be differentiate from the crowd. So I knew that you have to be ambitious, you have to set your goals and then accordingly work on it. So the next phase was coming to France. But you must be thinking why I was thinking to come to France. To be honest, in India I had good job, I had my family, friends, everyone was there, and I have my home. So everything was already settled. But why I was thinking to come to France? So every individual have different reasons. I have some reasons, but I'm not going to list all of them, but I can tell you the top 3 reasons. The first one was, like, I was working in India in all the offshore projects, which means like the project was used in like outside the India, and I was working in India, and I was giving the support, I was giving the I was working from India. So I know the on-site experience will be very amazing. I will have new skills, I will have new experience. So I knew that if I work on-site, it will be a good experience for me. Then the second reason was I like traveling. So I thought to go out of India, to travel around the world. I traveled in Europe, in France, Spain, and in Netherlands, and also I traveled Australia and US. So I knew that if by going out, it was really nice to see the experience. You have different life, you have different culture. So I was very thrilled to see that. So I know if I get the anytime if I get the on-site opportunity, I will go for it. And my main reason was, as my beautiful wife was working in France, so she was every day telling me her experience, the French culture, the working culture in France, and the benefits to work in France. For example, the student gets free education, and also you get the insurance if you are paying taxes. So it is really, I was looking forward to it. I knew that this will be the new experience for my life, and I will for sure learn something new if I go there. So I moved to France in March 2020. So I came here with no job, with 5 years of experience, and just before the lockdown. So in the starting, I was giving the interviews. In the first interview, I got rejected because I was not able to portray myself. I was not able to express my knowledge and show my skills. But the learning I had in my first interview was I have to share all my skills and knowledge in the interviews. Then in the upcoming days, I got selected to work in ManoMano. I given all the interviews, I got selected. It was really good experience giving all the interviews. Then before joining ManoMano, I had some days. So I was thinking about it, like what will be the experience? It will be new experience, but it can be different experience as well. I need to adapt myself. I need to change the way I used to work. So there was so many questions going in my mind. But so that means I was nervous and excited before joining ManoMano. And I also knew that that there will be language barriers. So maybe I will be the first person in Paris office that I will say, sorry, I don't speak French. But it was a nice journey, and in that journey, everyone that I have met was very calm, very kind, and was able to give me all the information that I needed in the starting. As I was working in complete lockdown, so I was very hesitant to express myself. I was not able to show my skills because there was no human interaction. So and we were having just agile meetings that we used to do. So I knew that it will be like different, but what I have experienced is in ManoMano we have some informal, we have some coffee meetings which help me to comfort myself. They have given me the platform so that I can share my skills. The next step was to think about how ManoMano works and what is the tech in France and what are the good opportunities in France. So thanks to our company and tech weekly meetings that we have in ManoMano, which gave me the understanding and how I can contribute in ManoMano. I would like to take this opportunity to tell about my experience so far. So I have came as a software tester who checks the expected behavior of the feature, but now I'm working as a quality advisor, which means like I'm coaching the teams to try to give my quality mindset to the teams. Then I have learned new tools here like contract testing, schema thesis, and Concept.js. And I have also learned that quality is not the responsibility of quality engineers, only quality engineers. It's the responsibility of whole company. So everyone should think how we can improve the quality. So we should also increase the quality of our products as it will be perceived by the users, because at the end they are the ones who will be using that. Before ending, I have just 2 suggestions for everyone. Like, be expressive. Don't hesitate to share your knowledge or skills to everyone else. Like, try to give your opinions, and for sure there will be a lot of people to address them. And the last one is take risk. Like I have taken. Yes, I have taken the calculative risk, but it was like in somehow I have achieved it. Like I was like, and when you had a feeling of achieving it, you feel very confident, you feel very motivated. So that's it from my side. I hope you like it, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I hope I will be able to answer them.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm guessing that you have worked as a quality advisor in several teams.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the main the mistake that most teams do from what you observed?
The first challenge that I see as a developer, less people think about the quality, because they think that the quality person will be checking all the quality, and as you know, in France we don't have that much quality people. Like for one, maybe for 5 or 6 teams there will be one quality people. So not one person can achieve the quality, can do everything they want. So you have to change your mindset. So the developers need to change the mindset that what they are building, they have to think about the quality first and take the responsibility, because when you take the responsibility, you actually are going to like improve it, or you are going to take some steps. In some teams it depends upon person to person. Like some developers think about the quality because they own the product, and some people think about like it's not my responsibility. We have a quality person in the team, but so far, like in my experience working as a quality advisor, you have to convince them. You should have that skill. You can because if you are going with some agenda, if you are going that it will going to improve your product, so everybody will think about it. And yes, like it's still a journey, so like I'm still like working as a quality advisor, so yeah.
Do you have maybe one tip to share with us on how to convince people to care about quality before developing?
First, like what I have done in my experience, when I go to team, so when I go to some team, I try to show what are the like preventions they can do, what are the kind of incidents they have, because if they are like developing something, they will see the trend, they will see, okay, this is the problem area. So try to showcase the problem first, and then like obviously if you have incidents, you have to work again, you have to think about all the architecture again. So it is better to start thinking first, and when you go with the data, so people will think about it. So if you have the data, if you add some like what you can do so that the quality is better and you will have less issues, because it happens, for example, you are working on your daily task and somebody pings you that we have a bug, you get stuck. Okay, I have to look here, I have to look here. So to plan it accordingly, it's better that if we are delivering the product, it should be super fine, it should be like, because at the end users will be using it, so think as a user. So it is like if you go with the data and if you go like what steps you can do, you can easily convince them.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I have an experience similar to your experience concerning moving to France. My question is that, to my knowledge, the startup ecosystem in India is rising. And the startup ecosystem in Paris here is already advanced and modern, and in Lyon city also. So based on your experience, how do you compare the two industries, the two ecosystems? How do you compare the startup ecosystem in India to the startup ecosystem in Paris, in France in general?
It will be very difficult to answer, but yes, as per my experience, the ecosystem, yes, like in India I have seen now there are multiple companies, they are more they are owning it, they are developing the product from the scratch and they are developing it so that it can be used outside the country. So they are working on it, there are more people who are thinking, who have the idea, who are trying to accomplish it. And in France, I feel there is already a culture of building their own product so that French market or the like Europe market or outside the Europe they can use it. But to talk about the ecosystem, yes, because as you know the population of India, so it's gonna take time. But I don't know whether like in France it's going to be that kind of a problem. But yes, I have seen in India like as a like there are good opportunity outside, so people are trying to like people are thinking to move to get the better opportunity, to get more experience, to get the more skills. So I feel they are still working on it, and I hope it will be good one day.
I've always been scared about moving from my country to go work abroad. And I was wondering if what's the things that you wish you knew before you move? Is there something you said, if only I knew that? So maybe to give some tips to people who want to move from their country to work abroad, like you did.
If you are going to go to another country, first you have to think about what they have actually. You have to see the positive side of that. So, and everybody will have different experience. Like I will have different experience, someone will have different experience. So you just have to plan yourself that it can be a situation that where you will have less resources to survive. So you have to think very less, so that if you don't get it, so you don't feel sad, or you don't feel like you don't stuck somewhere. So you have to be you have to think very less, and you have to, whether you plan it or not, it's going to happen, So it's better that your state of mind is on the positive side rather than on the negative side, because everyone will think about, okay, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. But if you plan in some way your mind that if something will happen bad, you still have your country, you can go back, or like you have a backup plan. There should be a backup plan for you. So I would say think less and try to learn from different experience, and try to learn from other people what they have experienced. And like if you are thinking to move to another country, maybe you should start planning to learn the language. So that's more better. But yeah, but like you have to think less and you have to take the step.